Hello all, welcome back to the channel. Today, this is episode 21 of our Liverpool rebuild. I'm just going to go ahead and click on the fixtures. We seem to go on a run like this quite frequently, me personally. Gets a bit nervy at the end like we did last season, but look at these results, really speak for themselves. Really pleased with how things are going on all fronts at the moment. We're still in all competitions. We need to keep it up. Last episode, we finished off by beating Fulham 1-0. We now have a week's break. PSG having a look at Nunez. Okay. Santos is able to be picked. Silva has turned professional. Bajcetic has decided to go to Leicester. I was never sure whether I should or I shouldn't have done with him, really, to be honest. So our wage budget is still way down. I'd like to level that out. So 4.489, somewhere along that line sees us go. Okay. So I was never sure about him, what I should do with him. He's a young, good looking player, but I'm not so sure. Timo Werner to Liverpool. Had this been 5 years ago, I might have been very interested. As for now, I'm not so sure. PSG are keen as well. Look at that Premier League record. I think he's actually a really good forward, if I'm going to be honest with you. But Jaros is off as well. Victor Roque has named Brazilian First Division Young Player of the Year. And he hasn't been there for a while either. Right, interestingly enough, the round of 16 for the Champions League is about to start. Here we go. Real Madrid, Man City, Celtic versus Milan, Monaco, Bayern, Inter, Liverpool. That's a tough one. Inter Milan, that's a tough game. Juventus, Ajax. I might have been better off coming up runner-up in the group. Sporting, PSG, Barcelona, Arsenal, Napoli, Man City. No, I didn't see who that last one was. It completely beat me there. Napoli, Manchester United. Okay, I'm okay with that one. We will skip the draw for the FA Cup. Southampton. Okay. Intriguingly enough, I just want to check out. I can't do it unless I do this, I think. Just see how the Championship's going. Villa, Blackburn, Southampton. So Forest are not far behind. Villa and Blackburn are absolutely coasting at the moment, to be honest. Interesting. God, look at the transfer fee they are wanting now. Too much for me. Wolves away is an interesting game. An early assessment of my youth intake. So it looks like at least one of our centre backs is promising, and one of our wingers looks like a handy prospect. Can you tell me anything about him? Doesn't look like it. And if that's the case, that's fine. Is Klopp managing? Just out of curiosity. I'd take that as a no. We knocked him out of his job and he's not nowhere near playing. Managing, sorry. Okay, I'm just going to change Luis Diaz in. And other than that, we are practically full strength going in here. Just need to try and work this out really. So I've got a goalkeeper over left back. Do I have a centre half, Konate? I have three midfielders. I'm going to take out Jordan Henderson for Andre Santos just to get him some game time and get him up to speed. I think that's a good way to put it at the moment. I don't think this is going to be a particularly easy game, and I believe I haven't got the best memory in the world. I believe this lot turned me over last season 1-0. So I'd like to think that we can get a result here. Robertson been booked again? My God. He's insane. Oh, Pedro Neto has just hit the post. We haven't hit the target once by the look of things. We have once now. But these are not overly a great start at the moment. I mean, there wouldn't be any damage with a draw. But ideally, it's not really what I want. The boys have been poor. I am actually angry about it, to be honest. Not that you could hear it in my voice, but it was really, really poor for them. They got to do better here. So we're going to have to make some changes. Not unless nothing is happening. Right, Robertson, I'm going to have to take you off just because you get so many cards. Nunez is going to come off. Victor Roque is going to come on now. And we'll also take off Diaz for Schludlup. And they'll be my three to start. I'm going to try and fire them up. I'm demanding more out of them. We have got the goal at long last. Thiago with a ball over to Salah, who has scored. I thought he was going to cut that back, but he has, and I will now praise them. And Alexander-Arnold is now suspended, just as I was about to be thinking about taking him off. I want to shore up the midfield. Thiago can come out for Andre Santos, and we will get Fabinho in at fullback. And I'm going to praise the boys. And now we're going to go to defensive. Hopefully see the game out. And can you believe it? We have conceded. It's typical. That's a bit frustrating, but we didn't lose. That's the good thing about it is that we did not lose. City did win. The gap has now gone to 6 points. Chelsea drew 0-0. So I mean, teams like City. I mean, like City, Chelsea, and Tottenham. They're all averaging 2 points. I mean, realistically, you need to be looking at about 2.3 points to be well up there. So we are we're doing well. That was a little bit disappointing. Don't get me wrong. Money just bleeding out of our ear holes as a club. What does the finances look like? Okay, so we're going to end up in the red. Minimum guaranteed budget of nearly £70 million for next year. West Ham, who beat us earlier on in the season. Apparently, so the report says that they are a poor team compared to the quality that we possess. How is Mr. Susic doing at AZ Alkmaar? Doesn't look like anything particularly special. So, 3 players have been called up to take up on the African Nation finals. And 2 of them are, well, 3 of them are my forward players. Obviously, 2 of them are at the club. And they both play on the right hand side. Okay. Totally forget about little things like that. Always frustrating when you've got a big tournament in amongst our season. Still considering about this guy. Kudos is fit. Andre Santos is fit. Right. So Robertson is suspended, as he always seems to be. Alexander-Arnold is in. Robertson, you need to come out fully. I'll put Calvin Ramsey on the bench. We'll give Thiago a bit of a rest. I'll put in Fabinho. I'll give Zabani a game. Yeah, we'll put in Zabani. We will leave the front 3 as they are. Okay. Chance to get into the semi-finals here. We're at home, so I do expect a win here. Although I don't expect it to be easy, as West Ham have had the better of us this season. I believe it might be our only loss of the season, to be honest. We have started quite well. 5 shots, obviously not many on target, but I was going to say, hopefully it shouldn't be long before we do get one on target. Rice, we just seem to play that long ball so well. Salah seems to score from the most acutest of angles. In all fairness, I don't care how they go in, just that they do. And that makes it 2. Alexander-Arnold into Salah, into Rice. Long ball again. Darwin's taken that really well. Superb from Declan Rice there with his second assist of the game. It's a penalty, and Alisson has saved a Thomas Souček penalty after Alexander-Arnold gave it away. Okay, that's a really good half. I'm quite pleased with that. Can't underestimate West Ham. So this season haven't been very good so far. I think they're a much better team than what they're showing. Probably need maybe a couple of 2-3 signings, and they've got some really good players there. Really rate Lucas Paqueta, to be honest. Okay, so Salah is hurt, so we will change him. Do you know what? We will give Harvey Elliott a run out there. Alexander-Arnold is knackered. Calvin Ramsey. Diaz hasn't played that well. Schlupp comes on. And we'll try and fire him up. Dangerous scoreline is 2-0. It's a penalty. Samaka has been caught pushing Zabani. And he's done it again. Nunez has stepped up, but when it does that, it sort of does want to do 2 options at the same time, and look what is it doing here? Like, it is completely off the boil. There's a few bugs on this game, and you're seeing one now. Obviously, I'd like to see what's going on in the game, but I can't as such. So it's just going to show me this, and that's absolutely fine. No problem. 3-0 winners. Declan Rice had a corking game in the middle there. We're pleased. We're in the semi-final. So Brighton, Manchester United and Newcastle will join us. I'd kind of like to draw maybe Brighton. There's no real easy game there, to be honest. Whoever we draw, we draw. I'd just like to make a final. I'm still gutted about losing to Everton, to be honest. There's nothing worse. So we've got Palace tomorrow, and then we've got a week's break. They're playing a really ridiculously defensive formation where it's like playing 7 at the back. Cup draw, we will view it just because. Do you know what? In retrospect of possibly winning, that is probably the best draw for it. It was more about the case of looking at what we could probably do to get to the final. So, if we make the final, I think we will have a slightly easier team to play. Although Manchester United have been diabolical in the league so far this season. Not sure where they are and if it will show me on here. think they've had a couple of good results lately, but it's not going to show me much on here. So they are sitting in 16th, they're averaging a point a game, which obviously for a club of Manchester United stature is not very good, to be completely honest. Right, Alexander-Arnold is suspended. We'll start Fabinho out. In the hole in here, I will play Andre Santos, but I fully know that he's not going to last the game. So Jordan Henderson comes in now. Ooh, Silva will come onto the bench. I'll also put on Andrew Robertson. Give Harvey Elliott a bit of a break there. And do you know what? I'm going to start Kudos over Salah. Kudos has gone very, very quiet lately. He scored some absolute bangers early on. I think maybe that place out on the right is not really for him. Fabinho straight in the book. And Zabani in the book. Not ideal in the first 10 minutes, of course. One thing I have noticed is with this season we haven't kept a lot of possession. Whereas Liverpool have always been a possession-based side. So for me, we have to win here because we've just drawn away to Wolves and dropped a couple of points. So Jude Bellingham has scored a belter by the look of things. Van Dijk into Bellingham, one touch. Oh, it's low, and the keeper's got to do better than that, in my opinion. You can't let them go underneath you like that. So we're a goal ahead at half time. Need to step it up a little bit more here. Kudos and Darwin have not played well. It might be time to change that, to be honest. We will bring on Salah as a second half sub. And we will also play Victor Roque. Simicast has run his race. He is knackered. Fabinho is not going to be far off either, and probably Rice will come off as well. Right, okay. Fabinho will come off for Calvin Ramsey. Declan Rice, Jordan Henderson. And that is my 5 subs. Well, they want me to replace Van Dijk with Silva. Let's hope we don't regret that. We'll go cautious. And that sees it out. Quite an uneventful game now. Bellingham did score a banger, but let's be honest, it wasn't a very good game. So we're still 6 points ahead of City, who beat Brighton 2-1. Tottenham got smacked by Chelsea. So it's starting to look like three teams are starting to pull away. Manchester United with another draw. Looks like Odegaard is wanted by PSG. Right, we've received 4.6 million from the Gomez transfer deal. Just out of curiosity, I wonder if does that go to my transfer budget or does that go to my finances? I would have thought it would because it's a transfer, you'd think it'd go to your transfer budget, but I kind of hope it actually goes into my finances, to be honest. So Christmas time has now come. I would think that might have just gone into my transfer budget. It's money into the club. That's what matters. Now, funnily enough, I'm losing two players on the right hand side, but I am gaining one in Teles Magno. Juventus keen to sign Darwin. He doesn't care about being linked with Juventus, and not only that, but they haven't got the money. Let's be completely real, they couldn't even stump up money for Simicast. Oh, I tell you what, they were around £52 million. I'd be snapping your hand off. Robertson's been taken ill, and so has Nunes. The virus has struck the Liverpool camp. We've got to send them home. Wow. Not ideal. Leeds at home. It's a game I expect to win. Now, this Anderson Arroyo is worth a little bit of money. I'm just going to release him. There's no point of hanging around, to be honest. Chelsea away at Newcastle, City away at Brentford. If any of them can get anything, that would be great. Right, so Kudos will go up top. Salah will come in on the right. Nunez will be replaced, and I'm going to put Ben Doak there. And also, Trent has returned. He will come straight back into the side. We will put in Thiago for Andre Santos. Strong side out. I'd like to get Ben Doak on the pitch. I'd like to try and see if we can develop him a little bit. Just not sure what to do with Fabio Carvalho at the moment. Salah has scored and put us one to the good. Rice, lovely through ball. Good finish from Salah. Have to praise the boys. Quite uneventful. Literally not a lot happening, to be completely honest. Is it Dele Alli for Leeds? Salah has scored again. Did he stray offside? No. He's well onside. Well onside. Well, so far so good. It's been quite an uneventful game. Alexander-Arnold can't stop getting booked at the moment. My fullbacks are horrendous for it. Pleased with winning. We can never not be pleased with winning. So Kudos has not been playing well at all. And he is going to most definitely be our first substitute. Victor Roque will be the man to come in to replace him. Simicast possibly, but I haven't got a left back. Salah, I don't really want to be taking off now, so I'm going to put on Ben Doak on the left. I'm going to try and fire him up. Thiago not happy in the middle there. Leeds haven't really had many shots. They've only had the one on target, so demand more from the boys. I will also make a sub in the middle of a park just to try and give us a little bit more in there. Jordan Henderson can come on. I'm going to take off Alexander-Arnold for Ramsey. Have Leeds got one back? They have. It's Patrick Bamford in off the post. We've got 7 minutes to go. Oh, I just thought they're not sure why they're taking off a player who's on a hat-trick. Well, because he's knackered. Why else would you not do that? He's knackered and he's run his race, as simple as that. Get the boys to focus. We'll go defensive, try and see the game out. And we do. I feel like we may have got away with one there. We weren't very good. I am only just satisfied there. But the main thing is that we have won the match. City win at Brentford. And Chelsea are held 1-1 by Newcastle. We are halfway through the season. We have a 6-point lead over Manchester City. 7 over Chelsea. Manchester United, 19 from 19. Not going to be long before Ten Hag gets the old Spanish elbow, I reckon. That will see to the end of him, no doubt. Unless he bucks his ideas up. The transfer window opens. There might be one piece of business from me, and that is only a might. And to be honest, I might only do it if I know that someone else goes in for him. Xavi tracking Simicast. Nick Elliott. So Haaland has won World Football of the Year. For me, that has to be the. I mean, he scored 54 goals in 53 appearances. Salah runner-up has to be the Ballon d'Or. Or was it that one? I'm not sure. Team of the Year. We have 3 players. It's Van Dijk, it's Alexander-Arnold, and it's Salah. By the way, I love that Bayern Munich home kit. So Telles Magno is officially now back at Liverpool. So it's saying that we are interested in Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, Timo Werner, and Nusayr Murazi. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not particularly bothered. Okay. Selling him made sense because he didn't look like making the grade here. Blimey. Oh, players without a work permit will be unable to play for the club. Applications for a work permit will be resubmitted. So Vandenberg can't play for the club. So we need to offer him out. Other players do have work permits, so Stoke have made an option for Reece Williams. Well, if you want to do stuff like that, you're going to have to. What's his wages though? So they only want to pay a 5k. Just take them off my hands in. Bellingham has got Player of the Month. Antonio Silva coming third. Guardiola Manager of the Month. That late goal from Wolves cost us a 100% record in December. So, Telles Magno comes back off loan. No offers for Vandenberg. Yeah, we need to. He has to be shipped out. I mean, he is actually a really good player in real life. To be honest, there are some clubs interested. So his transfer value is 17 million. So maybe, and I'm looking for half price here, more or less. We'll start at 10. And to be honest, it's going to be a case of accepting whatever comes our way. See, I can't turn these down. You know, they are non-negotiable. 6 monthly instalments, you didn't really even have to do that, to be honest. So I'll accept it, whatever, just to get him off the books because he's got no work permit. So we have Watford away. Bayern have made an offer for Darwin Nunez. £28 million up front, then 35.5 in 2 instalments, 9.25 after 20 games, 4.6. I mean, it's 64 million initially, and it will rise to 87. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I do have forwards. I don't think it's the right time now. He is worth 78 million. I'm gonna reject that. I think if it's closer to 100, then there's a possibility you might turn my head a little bit. Right, okay. So here's where I have lost players due to the international break. Teles Magno comes straight in. One thing I wanted to do with Magno, see, a lot of teams are interested in for loan. Personally, I have got no interest in putting him out for loan. Kudos comes off the bench. Harvey Elliott. We're also going to put in Silva at the back. I think that's my side. Thiago, has he come down in his role? He has. So we're starting to see the slight demise of Thiago in the middle. Possibly. I'm not sure. We're also going to take out Ben Doak and we are going to put on Fabio Carvalho. So as you can see, we are 2 players injured out with viruses and 2 that are on the international break. So Teles Magno might not see the game out. That's fine. I've got Harvey Elliott to come on there if need be. So it's going to be interesting. We've got a lot of young kids on basically here. In the respect of Magno and Roque. So can they get the job done when we are missing other players? We seem to be at a really good start, to be honest. In the opening 10 minutes, just a goal would really be nice at the moment. And we have got a goal. Simicast. Luis Diaz chasing the ball down. Oh, he's intercepted. And they like scoring from tight angles. He should have been squaring that, to be honest. But it's absolutely fine. It moves us a goal ahead. Well needed. We're going to praise the boys, as we should be. Alexander Arnold with another yellow card. I reckon yellow has got to be his favourite colour. Was that offside or was Antonio Silva? No, he's not offside. Great header. 2-0 to the Pool. Praise yet again. Now Victor Roque hasn't done a great deal so far. He's only 17, so we can't be too mad at him at the moment. I'm pleased, to be honest. Thiago is looking complacent. Never good to have a central midfielder feeling that way. Might have to make a change up. Has Teles Magno just scored on his debut? He has. He has. Good man. So, time to make some changes. We always like to try and see if we can make some changes around that sort of time. Andre Santos will come in. I need to have a little bit more of a look at him. Can anyone play? Right, Magno can play up top. So that is what I will try and do. No, it's never going to let me do that. But based upon his profile, he's best as an inverted winger. Okay. So we'll change him for Harvey Elliott. We'll put Magno up top. Always seems to work with an advanced forward. Is it Harvey Elliott on the score sheet? I should play Harvey Elliott a lot more than what I actually do, in all fairness. Oh, it's a gift. Christmas came early. So, Rice has run his race, that is for certain. Van Dijk as well. We shall bring on Zabani. And that leaves us one more sub for someone that's going to need it. Probably like an Alexander Arnold, or, you know, there's a fair few boys there that might want to come off. And Magno has scored his second of the day. Elliott with a long looping ball. Magno fires it in. Cracking debut. Really, really good start for the man. And it makes it 5-0. I will praise us. Alexander Arnold, Fabinho, completely fine. The right substitution now. 5-0 away at Watford. Really pleased with that. And the gap has widened. City drew at Tottenham. The gap is now 8 points. Makes an immediate impact. Olympiacos and Porto received money for games played. So in between saves, I will probably work out some trading regimes for some of these other guys. Williams is going to go to Stoke. Alaves have offered a contract for him. That's fair enough. Ibiza have made an offer to loan, and it's a mandatory fee in there. We're just going to have a look at the offer, because that is exactly what you should do. Don't know much about Ibiza, obviously. Right, so if you're going to loan him and then you want to pay a future fee. Oh, I did not mean to do that at all. So, why is it doing that? Really strange why it would be doing that. Please don't do it again. It has, it keeps doing it. Making me look stupid. So we're going to make it £5 million if you want him because there's other offers on the table. 4.2. Go on in. That'll do. So this next game is very, very important. It's going to be our final one of the episode as well. Yes, we have just beaten these in the Carabao Cup. Now their form suggests they're in a real poor part of form at the moment. They were up there in the top 4 or 5, definitely in the top 6 for the majority of the time, and now in 10th. So I just want to check the stages. So we do have one loss this season. That one loss was against West Ham. So, right. So I'm going to start Magno up top. And I'm also going to put Harvey Elliott on the right hand side. I wasn't very impressed with Thiago in the fact that he was complacent even when we were winning. I'm also going to complete the youth of up top in this game, and I'm going to play Stödel up as well. It's a very young looking side that I've got out here, but I'm quietly confident we can get the job done here. Japhet Tanganga, wasn't he? I swear he was a Tottenham player. So they've brought in some players there. Ballon Dawson as well on the bench. Right. 8-point lead at the top of the league. Let's try and keep that. My biggest fear is, and this was my worry, where I've gone quite youthy. Souček has, he's for post. Becker's got to do better now. My biggest worry is that I haven't got many big names sort of up top, and I've thought we've just coasted 3-0 against them in the Carling Cup. We are having the better of the game, and they have scored with their only shot, which is pretty normal for Football Manager. You would not believe the amount of times that I've played and we have not managed to get results, and oh my goodness, we are 2-0 down. Absolute disaster. Samaka beats Allison to the ball. We are 2-0 down. West Ham are looking to do the double over us, and they've had 2 shots and they have scored twice. This is not good. We need to get one back, and we need to get one back quickly, and we have with Telles Magno. Alexander Arnold driving in, puts it across, Magno taps it home. It's his 3rd goal in 2 games. And look at the XG for West Ham, 2-1 up at 0.28. To be honest, we are dominating the game, we just can't score. So whilst this is not going to affect the league table, it's more of a case of points. Simicast has run his race apparently. He's got more in the tank. Is he injured? No, okay. So this is, can Kelvin Ramsey play there? He can't. Can anyone play there? This could be a disaster actually. Nobody can play at left fullback. I might have to run him out of gas. So Sludle Up is going to come off. It's good to see that he's got up to 3 stars. That's quite handy. So it's going to be Luis Diaz who's going to come on. That's the only sub I'm going to make at the moment. Yeah, Trent for Henderson is fine, but it's Fabinho who's going to go to fullback, so it's not going to let me do it as per normal. Probably my biggest gripe with this version of the game is having to do this. So we haven't got long, and we really need to do something here. Van Dijk for Zabani is fine. We've got to go for it. I don't think I've lost at Anfield at all, and it's looking like it's going to happen. And it's 2-2. We've got an equaliser. Henderson, ball over the top. Harvey Elliott puts it away. Saves my blushes, I believe. We just got 3 minutes to hold on. I say hold on. Is it them holding on? I don't know. Thoughts on that one? I'm disappointed to actually draw, and I am really pissed off with it, to be honest. But we didn't lose. West Ham have definitely had the better of us in the league this season. Fair play to them. Manchester City pull off a 1-0 win against Newcastle. So the gap is 6 points as of right now in the league, which I can't complain about. Chelsea are just behind. We do have a 15-point gap down to 5th, so we are looking really, really good. We shouldn't even be looking that far down, but when we do, we see that Manchester United have actually played more games than they do have points. It's quite the downfall for them at the moment. So far, really, really pleased, especially with Telles Magno. He's come straight in and he's been fantastic. We've got to do a little bit better in respect to next episode. We have got United in the Carabao Cup. We've got plenty of cup. We've got 3 cup games there. We've also got 3 league games. Should be looking at getting maximum points there. Although Chelsea will be a tough game. We'll also have the majority of the transfer window, although we may not see all of that out, depending on how things go. Please give us a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. You can turn the bells on if you really want the notifications, but we do post these every Tuesday and every Saturday. Please enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.